Welcome to the Franchising 360 Show, the only show that takes you inside the world of franchising, with hosts Tim Parmeter and Danielle Wright.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 360 Show brought to you by Fran Coach. I am Tim Parmeter, and with me, as always, is Danielle Wright.
That's me.
Here on the Franchising 360 Show, we are here to give you a 360-degree view of the franchising industry, telling you what it's all about, what it's not, and trying to educate you as best as we can. Tonight, we've got a guest coming on. We're kind of excited about this one.
Yeah, it's super new person. We don't know. Normally, we know the guests, but
we usually try to sucker our friends into coming on at the beginning. But this is like
I feel like this is leveling up the Franchising 360 Show, by the way.
This is like darn near superstar status.
It is
guest.
Superstar status, right?
So I know.
Super fun.
I know we are looking forward to that. The other piece of this that, like, let's be honest, what everybody is really looking forward to on tuning into this show. You know what it is, right?
No.
It is Danielle's Friday Franchise Fun Fact.
Yeah. Okay. That's my turn. It's Q.
Yes, that's kind of like I say
Great.
that, then you're like, great, then you go into what the fact is.
So it's, and I feel like the fun fact is kind of like a trivia question every time I ask it, but that's okay. So, and it's directed.
And I'm usually wrong, which is part of the joy.
Here you are. So, what industry is projected to hit $14 billion by 2026? Wait.
Okay.
Here are some clues this time.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
More than 60% of these businesses are franchises.
Okay.
Okay. Second clue. The failure rate of this industry is low compared to any other franchise model.
Okay.
To include food and retail.
Okay.
What's the answer?
Those are my only two clues.
The only two clues.
Does it have anything to do with our guest?
That's not fair. Yes.
Because I'm starting to figure out the little method to your madness. It's only taken me, I don't know, like 70 of these to figure it out.
you're
I'm going
not
to
bright.
say like somewhere in the kid or youth industry.
Now I have to say yes. I got out if I had to say no. Children's enrichment. Now.
Wait, can you go back? Can you say the yes and that you were right again?
I can't. Nope, I can't do that. So, do you want to explain to our viewers what children's or child's enrichment means?
We're giving them money?
No.
That they're now enriched versus being not enriched?
Nope. So they're tutoring systems, STEM, like STEM programs, art, fitness, play centers. I don't want people to be confused of like, this isn't daycare, this isn't that type of model. This is really the after school things.
Right. The school you have to go to, all of the other things that you don't have to go to, but can make your life better as a child and probably make your parent as a parent as well.
And the cool thing is $14 billion, 60% of the businesses that run in that segment are franchise businesses, and they have a low failure rate. Bring it on.
Bring it on, which is going to get us to our guest, which is coming up after the break, is the founder and CEO of the #1 youth enrichment brands out there, which is called Unleashed Brands. Mr. Michael Browning Jr. joins us next on the Franchising 360 Show. Hey, we are back on the Franchising 360 Show. Tim Parmeter with Danielle Wright and our guest. And joining us today is Michael Browning Jr. He is the founder and CEO of an amazing group of franchises called Unleashed Brands. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We are excited to chat with you. We got a bunch of questions, so buckle up, brother. I know before we came on, I said this is nice and easy, but this is like hard-hitting, make you cry stuff. So.
All right, rapid fire.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious.
So tons of things we want to talk about with Unleashed, of course, but you've been in franchising a long time. You know this is a people business. We love hearing stories. How in the heck did you get into this crazy world?
Yeah, this was definitely not like a grand plan, right? I honestly, I thought I was going to go to law school, be a lawyer. I was going down that track, ended up getting more into data and analytics, started a company there, sold it. And then while I was working with that company to the group I sold it to, saw one of the first trampoline parks in the world. And used my data and analytics platform to say like, hey, this is innovative and this is scalable. And then I built a few of those here in Dallas Fort Worth. People started calling me going, will you franchise? And I was like, other than seeing the McDonald's movie called The Founder, like I had no franchise knowledge. I didn't even know what it was.
Right.
So I got a crash course in franchising by some people at Fuzzy's Tacos.
Okay.
And said, you know what? I think I can do this. And because I am just crazy enough to say something like that. I sold my first franchise, and as everybody knows, like then you gotta, the snowball gets going, you gotta keep going.
Right. Oh my gosh. So thinking about law school, lawyers talk all the time, people in franchising talk all the time. So it kind of is like
That's fine.
works out really well. So how do we then talk a little bit about Unleash? What you mentioned that the trampoline park, which is Urban Air, started it all. At what point did we start kind of growing and turning it into a portfolio of brands?
So we ran Urban Air through the COVID pandemic. We brought all of those locations out of COVID. We didn't lose a single unit. Wow. But it was in COVID where I kept telling my team, where there's turmoil, there will be opportunity. Yeah. Just let's keep our eyes and ears open for that. And it was really as a parent sitting on the couch with my wife when in Texas they said, you can now come out of your homes and start doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, well, we got to re-enroll the kids and stuff.
Right.
And so she said, okay, you take Bentley, which at the time was just a COVID baby, and you take the middle child, I'll take the oldest. And as parents, like all of our kids are different. And so, I was on my phone, my wife was on the phone, we're Googling like who's made it out of COVID, what's there for kids to do.
Right.
And I just had this like moment where I said, man, this is really way too hard. The market's way too fragmented.
Yep.
I said, nobody's created an Angie's List or a Marriott Bonvoy of youth enrichment. And my wife looked at me and she goes, no.
She knew what was coming.
She knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And I just said, I think we got to do this. Like we can solve problems for parents. We can reduce friction in knowing what's around them, making it easy to sign up and tracking their kids' progress. Because it's hard to be a parent.
Yes.
And we were off to the races.
Wow. So what was the first brand?
So we had a couple that were going neck and neck, but Snapology was our first brand, and then The Little Gym. And both of those brands I chased after because of the impact they had on my kids' lives. So my first child, Landry, who's 14, she was going to The Little Gym with my wife for the Mom and Me classes. So I went back to that franchisee 10 years later and said, who owns The Little Gym? And they said, this family out of Chicago. I was like, can I have their number? And I chased them down, I called them, and I said, I'd like to buy The Little Gym. And they said, well, it's not for sale. And I said, well, my dad told me everything's for sale. What's your price?
Right.
And that's how we got started.
Wow. Okay, and then so now how many brands are under the umbrella?
So we have eight brands.
Okay.
Yeah, started with Urban Air being the very first one.
Okay.
All the way to our most recent acquisition in 2025 was Water Wings Swim Schools.
Oh.
So we can take a child as young as 4 months old, keep them learning, playing, and growing all the way until they exit out of the home through our college planning company and go off to college or the working world.
You could use that one right now. So what are the rapid fire? How fast can you rattle them off?
Oh man, gosh, I should have known.
I know. I was gonna
I need like an acronym now.
Let's go slowly.
Okay, so let's go slow. So started with Urban Air, Snapology, The Little Gym, Premier Martial Arts, Class 101, Water Wings, Sylvan Learning Center, XP League. I did it.
Wow. Yes. And I even wrote them all down to see
did
if I
you?
could
Really?
fact check?
I mean, yeah, he really did.
100% fact check.
Some of those I'm like, XP. Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know the one I don't think I knew from all of those was XP League, which is probably the cool one. I mean the Urban Air, when mine was little, we went to one, and I think I had as much fun as he did, right? Which I'm sure that happens a lot at the trampoline park. The parents are like trying to act all cool, and the next thing you know, they're jumping into the big pit of something, right? And all of that. What's XP League?
So XP League is the world's first youth esports league. And so this is something that we were really stepping out into and kind of going first. At the time, the esports industry was wild. I mean, more people were watching on Twitch a live stream of the League of Legends championship than the NBA Finals.
Whoa.
And so this was really one of those first of its kind ventures. And so although we're not experts in esports, which is where I think our struggle has been, we are experts in franchising. We are experts in understanding our customer, which is the family, and our users, which are kids. And so those things came together in a nice way.
So as you've grown, how many franchise owners do you approximate that you have across all the brands?
So we have over 1,400 franchise locations.
Okay.
Many of those locations are owned and operated by husband and wives, friends, family. So I would say there's probably close to maybe like 3,000 people
Right.
who own these various units. 68% of our franchisees own more than one unit,
Yep.
right? Which is
Yep.
awesome. And
Yeah.
around 10% of our franchisees own more than one brand in our platform.
Okay.
So those are two things that we're really proud of, because they could go anywhere with the success, right? With the
Yeah.
profits that they
Yeah.
make, but they choose to come back, and so that's obviously an honor.
But that was the goal of, as you're sitting there during COVID and kind of thinking of this, was really to stay in that youth enrichment and be the place, right? So it makes sense that people could expand and like, hey, I'm already helping the families with this. Why don't I help them with that? So you're seeing as owners are continue to expand and have success. It's like multiple of the same, but multi-brand is pretty cool too.
No, thank you. And you're exactly right, because what it all comes down to, regardless of what business you're in, is understanding your customer and figuring out what value you bring to them. So like for us, we don't sell classes, camps, one-time events, celebrations, or leagues. All those are things we do.
Yeah.
We sell courage, confidence, self-discipline. That's what our families are buying, and they do that through our franchise locations. And the millennial parents, they make up the vast majority of parents today. And they're 78% more likely to want to spend their money on experiences than stuff.
Yes.
Right? And 58% of them are saying they're spending even more money today than they were before on experiences. And so we're just really well positioned to serve those families.
I've done a lot of the research he's talking about. It's fantastic. I love this.
I know, right?
It's making me all giddy.
I know. And well, and again, it's the more we can, I think, the busier without going crazy we can keep our children, just the better they're going to do in everything else, right? And so whether it's learning how to swim or go have fun or whatever, there's tons of opportunities there for the parents to like have their kids do something positive.
But it's the building blocks for the future, right? I have a 17-year-old, I have a 24-year-old, but my 17-year-old's applying to colleges, all of those things, but if he hasn't been involved in things like that, he still doesn't really know what he's doing, but either way.
But nobody does at that age, which is why we have a franchise for that, right?
It's a great point.
There's a franchise for all things.
There is. Before we go to break, really quick question, put you on the spot. Eight franchises. Which one's your favorite?
Whoa! I mean, that's like asking. That's like asking who your favorite kid is.
That's the next question.
Urban Air is my favorite venture park. Little Gym's my favorite gymnastics facility. Premier Martial Arts is my favorite martial arts company.
And then offline, we'll figure out which one is, because everyone has a favorite.
We actually asked that question to somebody else last year, and they're like, "Oh, I can't possibly say which franchise is the favorite in our group. Which kid?" He had no hesitation, rattled off which was his favorite kid.
I tell my oldest she's my favorite oldest child. I tell my middle she's my favorite middle child. And I tell my boy he's my favorite boy. So everybody's a favorite in something.
I love it.
Look at that.
I love it.
Very legal.
You are our favorite guest of the night.
Well, thank you.
We'll be right back with Michael Browning Jr. from Unleashed Brands right after this on the Franchising 360 Show. Welcome back to the Franchising 360 Show. Tim Parmeter with Danielle Wright and our guest, founder and CEO of Unleashed Brands, which is the #1 youth enrichment group of franchises in the world.
It's like myth and enrichment
Michael
for you.
Browning Jr. Yes, I cannot say the word myth when it's plural. So,
Okay.
yes, I know.
You've now learned a fun fact.
Do we
about
have a
Tim today.
franchise about that could help me add the S to
Sylvan.
myth? Perfect.
Yeah, Sylvan,
there
right
you
for
go.
you. I'll get you the assessment after this.
Okay, excellent.
So, what's next? Like, you've done all of these things, and you can't be sitting at home being like, oh, there's this. What other things are you guys working on? What is the future?
Yeah.
Tell us the inside story.
I'm really excited. So up until this point, Unleashed Brands has really been more of a B2B platform consolidator. Brings in the world's best brands that help kids learn, play, and grow. And we integrate those in, put them on our shared services platform. But what we're working on right now and where we're going is going consumer facing with Unleashed Brands.
Oh, okay.
So think about Bonvoy
Okay.
is to Marriott. Unleashed Brands will be a consumer-facing brand launching in 2026, early 2026,
Wow.
with an app for the consumer. So one place to sign up, one place to track your kids' progress, manage your calendars, hooks in with your calendar on your phone. I have a vision that every morning, just like in my house, families wake up, they're getting their coffee, they go over to their Google or their Skylight calendar, and we're tied into all those things, and we're helping them understand where they've got to go, what's happening today, what's happening in the week. Also partnering with parents. We have virtues that are coming out. Think about empathy and courage and kindness and self-discipline that kids are going to earn points towards going through all of our brands, but also empowering parents at home on, hey, here's the things you can do with your child to help them earn some more of these virtues. And those virtues, when they earn them, will turn into rewards at our various brands. So we're there to partner with parents, not necessarily to have all the answers, but to walk with them through this journey. And so Unleash Brands becoming a consumer-facing brand is going to do just that.
Wow.
Love that. I know. That's awesome.
Taking the star chart to a whole nother level.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, and because I'm guessing there are times a parent may have their child at, say, Snapology, and may not realize some of these other things are even out there that could be great fits for their children, right?
That's exactly right. And what we're seeing is that when we start to educate families, not sell them, but educate them on how each of our particular brands can benefit all of their children who are all different and unique, we can get families to sign up for 2.63 of our other brands outside of the one that they're in. So that's extremely powerful when you think about the consumer acquisition costs and the return on that relative to the lifetime value of the customer. And that's where we're going.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Which means you've got to continue with the expansion and try to not just have one or two of these in each market. Like we need all 8 there, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's why franchise development is so important. New units, right? The number one reason why our customers don't come back to our facilities is because it's just too far.
Yes.
It's not convenient.
Yep.
And so we are on a mission to get more units out there in the hands of great franchisees and local communities, but then also bring them the technology stack that they need to provide the best guest experience possible to these families.
So for the guests people that are watching, anybody franchising, not franchising, if I wanted to consider owning one of these franchises, what traits, what qualities do I need to bring to the table to like match with your network of owners?
You better not hate kids.
Well, that's where I go first, right? I mean, we laugh, but we're in the people business, right? And there's lots of amazing franchises out there to make money. And so what we say is that it's very few times in life does the intersection occur of making money and making an impact on the world.
Right.
And we believe that we're stewarding today's kids who are going to be tomorrow's leaders. So we're looking for people who, want to make money. We're a for-profit business, and we're not ashamed of that.
Right.
But they also have to have a love for families and a love for kids and a love for young adults who are going to run most of their facilities.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you don't love leading people, building teams, holding people accountable, lifting people up, and serving customers, this is not the right business for you.
Got it.
I love it. And the cool thing with somebody may hear urban air and go, oh my gosh, like I couldn't possibly afford that. But you've got brands on kind of all ends of the spectrums from an investment standpoint. So there's still ways to serve and make a difference in the community with, like you talked about, but at different kind of investment points for folks as well, right?
You're so right. We liken it to the game of Monopoly.
Okay.
And the pieces on the game board are different prices to acquire them. But sometimes you're gonna buy some of the lower price pieces, and then you'll build your way up to Boardwalk, right, or Park Place.
Right.
It's very similar. We have the ability to get into the system at very low cost of entry. You can build your portfolio up, build up your empire, and maybe you want to own a Boardwalk or a Park Place, or maybe you don't. Yeah. But absolutely, there's the ability to across the spectrum of CapEx investments to get involved with Unleash Brands, and that's again what also makes it really fun to work in every day.
Yeah.
So I get the sense that you have no plans to like, hey, I've built it to here, and now I'm gonna go off into the sunset and let other people take it to the next space.
No.
You're having too much fun.
Yeah, it's when you get up every day and you're having fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
And then when it's purpose driven and you can see the impact that you're making on the world, we have over 25,000 people that get a paycheck every 2 weeks through our 1,400 locations. Hundreds of people at the home office. office. We serve over 20 million kids a year. We've launched a foundation that is one of the largest donors now to fund childhood cancer research, blood cancer research. We do a lot with foster kids and kids with medical issues. And so we believe that we're on a mission. It's purpose-driven. It's a calling. And so when you get to intersect making money with purpose, it's a great place to be.
I love all of that. Hey, I've asked the last questions. It's totally on you.
I know there's so many more to ask, but so you've seen all sorts of franchisees come in, like big multi-unit, multi-brand. Some of the single owner operators are sometimes the happiest ones out there. Somebody sitting out there watching this today thinking, geez, I don't know if I have what it takes to be a franchise owner. What have you seen some of those just overall traits to being a good owner, or this may be something for them?
Sure, I think that you can have an empire. You can be a single unit operator. I think the characteristics for success are pretty simple. It's run the play, right? Like the reason why people get into owning a franchise is because there's a tried and true business model across multiple locations, multiple states, sometimes even countries, right? That has run the test of time.
Yes.
Little Jim's been around 45 years, Sylvan 45, 50 years. Yeah. And so if you run the playbook and you do it well and you lead people well, you hire well, you treat them well, you can be successful. You have the highest probability to success. Yeah. It's when people mess with the formula. Mm-hmm. I mean, they haven't changed the Coke recipe in forever, right? They might add we'll add cherry, right?
Someone changed something that got
they tried to like quickly
and then
gone.
Going backwards.
Yes, back to the plan.
And I think what I love about your brands, you and I have never met, and I've been in franchising a long time, so thank you for being here. I'm kind of fangirling for a minute, but people that work for your organization, I think, also support that mission that you're talking about. Like, you don't have a lot of turnover, at least from my knowledge, and people that generally tend to come work for you and Unleashed stay for a long period of time. And one could say that that's probably the recipe for success for franchise owners, is having some stability on the corporate side.
Yeah, thank you. I think that we eat our own dog food, right? I'm the first one to tell people, like, I coach all my kids' sports, right? And that, like, we need to be leading in the arena of the family and the arena with our kids. And so giving people that flexibility to say, we don't really believe in work-life balance. We have to have synergy, right? And there's seasons and different things like that. And then also serving with people who serve together, create a bond. And so there's a lot of service-oriented heart stuff. But the other thing is, like, I hire high-performing team members that want to win, right? Yeah. And so, like, people, they like to win, and they like to go fast. And there's a lot of work on their plate, but it's fun to see the impact that you're making, and it's fun to win.
I love it.
Outstanding. Michael, we probably talk to you. We have to have you come back on again, maybe dive a little bit deeper into this. But thank you so much for coming on today to talk to us about Unleashed Brands. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Danielle Wright and I will be right back after this on the Franchising 360 Show. Thanks again for watching the Franchising 360 Show, brought to you by Fran Coach. Danielle and I hope these episodes continue to educate you on the franchise industry. In between our episodes, if you would like to learn more about franchising and the ways in which Fran Coach can help, there are a few places you should check out. First, be sure to listen to the award-winning Franchising 101 podcast. You can find this on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Next, check out the Fran Coach YouTube channel, Fran Coach for You. You can catch past episodes of the Franchising 360 Show, plus tons of other content. If you like to read, we encourage you to check out the book, Becoming a Franchise Owner. And finally, when you are ready to take that first personalized step and explore franchise industry further, please reach out to our amazing team at Fran Coach. There is never any fee for our service, so let us help you create your better tomorrow. Until next week, for Danielle Wright, I'm Tim Parmeter. Thanks for tuning in to the Franchising 360 Show.